speaking fluently in 6 months. Is that even possible? Let's talk about that, but I can give you a short answer. It is possible. Anything you set your mind to, if you believe and take action, it is possible. And I want to show you in this video, I want to show you tips that will help you achieve fluency in 6 months, achieve that level of confidence so that you can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. That's my job. That's my mission. If you don't know me well, I am teacher Prix. Here on my channel, I help students talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Consider subscribing. But here we go, from stuck to speaking in 6 months. When I say fluently, I don't mean perfection. I don't mean, oh my God, I will know all the advanced words. I'm going to speak like teacher Prix. I'm going to speak like a native speaker. No. That's not what I mean, okay? But the 7 strategies I'm going to share with you in this lesson will help you out. And disclaimer, this video is aimed at pre-intermediate students, especially you, pre-intermediate, intermediate. So speaking in 6 months, speaking fluently in 6 months is completely possible. So this lesson will bring you clarity. I think most students at this level lack clarity on how to keep going and how to accelerate their results, because you already finished the basic practice. When I started, okay, I went from zero, from nothing, from basic to speaking in 6 months. Here, my mission is to help students at an intermediate level go from intermediate to speaking fluently, confidently in 6 months. So these 7 tips will help you, especially if you are at this level, okay? That being said, the first thing, have a definite plan and a tangible goal, okay? Well, here I just used the word goal, but you need to be very clear with what you want. And what I notice around here on the internet and social media in general is that people daydream a lot. Waiting for the world to change. We keep on waiting. You keep daydreaming. Oh, I want to be fluent. I want to speak. Yeah, it would be amazing. Oh my God. But they don't take tangible actions to make this bold dream happen. I know this is bold. I know that to some of you, 6 months may seem crazy. Absurd. Priscilla, this is ridiculous. You don't know my story. It is nearly impossible. So I know that to some of you, this may sound unrealistic. So the first tip that I need you to understand is, without a specific plan, without a definite plan, something tangible, something concrete, achieving fluency in 6 months will inevitably be extremely hard, if not impossible, to you. And unfortunately, with the internet nowadays, we have really unrealistic, dreamy ideas, and action. People are not taking them anymore, okay? So if you're serious about going from stuck to speaking in 6 months, you will need this plan and not just random subjects. For instance, you're watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me, helps the channel. So I hope I can help you. You watch this video, then you finish, you go to another video that says, and I make these videos, I'm not criticizing the videos, okay? It's just the plan, the method. Then you go and you find a video, 3 different ways, I do this a lot, 3 different ways to say you're hungry. Then you watch and it's fun, like, oh yeah, that's really nice, cool. And then you find this podcast that talks about a conversation describing last weekend. And then you listen to that. And then you find this post on the internet that can test your English vocabulary. So you take that quiz too. So it is really random. It's not concrete. It's not a definite goal, a definite plan. So if you fail to do that, you're off to a bad start, okay? And another attitude that will make you fail right off the bat is, I don't feel like it. So you study when you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, you don't do it. So the vibe of, today I feel like studying about, no, not this. This is boring. I don't want to study this. I feel like, of course, that I am in favor of enjoying the journey. And I will give you some tips here. There are 7 tips. However, you will not enjoy the journey every day. Let's not romanticize the journey to fluency. Guys, I love the English language. I am absolutely a huge fan of learning English. Nevertheless, let's be honest, it's not always fun, right? Anyway, Stick to the plan. People sometimes, and I will talk about this later on in this lesson, they don't want to stay. So stick, persist, okay? Grit. They don't want to stay and they don't want to persist in the plan because they want immediate satisfaction. They want immediate results. And when the immediate results don't show up, they feel like nothing is changing. Nothing is happening. So what is going to happen when you follow a plan and you stick, you persist with the plan is you're going to have small achievements that will have a compound effect in the long run. So if you start now, in 6 months, the collection of small victories, small achievements will allow you to notice this fluency unlocking in 6 months. But if in 6 months, 180 days, you study a little, then you stop. Then you change your plan too much. And then you just do random activities. In 6 months, you will stay in the same place. And you will feel like nothing is working because you try too many things. You were not consistently sticking to the plan. So you must know with clarity the daily. And when I say daily, I'm not implying here that you must study every day. That will help. But if you study weekly, if you study twice a week, 3 times a week, that is wonderful. You must follow your weekly activities or your daily activities consistently, okay? So activities that will show you what to do and how you do them. I will talk about them later on. Another important tip here, understand and work on your fears and mindset limitations. Maybe you don't know me so well. Maybe it's your first time watching this lesson, but I have an online program called the Real English Academy. And in this program, I have helped, I need to update the number, more than 2,000 people from all over the world. And what is interesting about this program is that I have helped people I collect cases of students who unlocked their speaking in less than 6 months. Some students were able to unlock their fluency in 2 months. Some students in 3 months. Some students in 4 months. Some students in 7 months. Yes, of course, I have these cases too. It's not only 6 months, in 8 months, 12 months. And what they all have in common is they also understood the mind. And I will come up with an event very soon. I'll be doing a series of live lessons here on my channel to talk about my academy, to talk about my methodology. And this is one crucial point in the way I teach the English language because it is emotional. Learning is emotional. If you don't understand your fears, if you don't understand your limitations, you will stay where you are no matter how hard you study, no matter how many teachers you hire, no matter how many programs you buy, no matter even if you study abroad, if you go to Harvard. I went to Harvard. I studied professional communication and business communication there. Even if you had those opportunities, if you don't understand and work on your fears and emotions, mindset, limitations, your beliefs, you will not achieve English fluency. Fear and anxiety, which are common symptoms that students have the power to block, to prevent you from achieving your fluency goal. And I know that so many of you, when I say fluency, you're not really interested in becoming fluent. Did you know that? Fluency is a tool. You don't want to be fluent for fluency's sake. Just speak English. No, English is a bridge. You want to get something. Maybe you're tired of feeling inappropriate in a meeting. You want to be able to put your ideas across. You want to be able to express yourself with confidence. That's why you want to be fluent. English is a tool. Maybe you have a family member who speaks English, and every family gathering, you feel sad because you cannot interact with that family member. Maybe you love traveling and you want to see the world. You want to have adventures. Maybe you want to find love like this right now. Now it's this, right? Modern. So fluency is a tool. You don't want to be fluent. You want to be happy. You want to achieve your goals. You want to feel proud of yourself. You want to feel confident. You want to feel on top of the world. And to make that happen, you need the English language because somehow there is a connection there. So to achieve those goals, I need to understand what is holding me back. What is stopping me here? The thoughts that cross my mind every day. As you're watching this lesson, you could be wondering, oh, this teacher is stupid. I don't have any bad emotions. There you go. Congratulations. We just identified one. Or maybe when I said it is possible to achieve fluency in 6 months, you immediately remembered all those past experiences that really hurt you, that really made you insecure. And then you started to think, oh, she doesn't know my story. It's impossible for me. I can't learn. She doesn't know my case. I stutter. I forget the words. I panic. My hands get sweaty. She doesn't know me. So in 6 months, she has no idea. Understand the fear. Understand the mind. And find tools to work on the emotional aspect of the language. You have to study. You need to use your rational brain to work and learn and study the words, vocabulary, grammar, all of that. But if you only focus on the rational and ignore mindset, it is not only English that will be impacted. It is everything in your life, okay? I am a professional coach. I coach people to help them expand their minds. English teaching is one of my jobs. I have other jobs, okay? And one of the most important points that I work on with my clients is mindset. If you don't unlock your mind, you don't unlock your life, okay? Before I move on, make sure to share this video. I would really appreciate if you could share this lesson with a friend, perhaps a group of friends on WhatsApp or Instagram or social media. That really helps me, okay? And if you want to be part of the family, you are welcome to subscribe. And if you're interested, let me analyze your English speaking. Show you what you need to do, you know, a 1-hour consulting call with me or my study plan cycle. These are some of my products. You can check the links in the description of this video. But moving on, follow the Kaizen philosophy. You will see, guys, all of the tips that I am recommending here, they are more connected to mindset and what kind of strategies you should implement. And one thing that I notice about students when I say 6 months, they immediately assume, okay, but what are the exact lessons that I have to do? How much better am I going to be in a month? How much fluent am I going to be in 2 months? They're so focused on the result. And I wanted to, I don't know if there's anyone from Japan watching. I hope I found the right, you know. But Kaizen is a Japanese term meaning continuous improvement. You're always continuously improving. And I wanted to have this mindset. See, remember that I talked about mindset in the previous slide. Understand and work on your fears and mindset limitations. The Kaizen philosophy will help you with that because the Kaizen philosophy focuses on improving a little every day, not just like a lot. Oh, I need to know 100 phrasal verbs in 6 months. No, forget all that. What can I study today? What can I use today? Did I understand a little more today? How can I use this lesson today? And you do today. Continuous improvement. Tomorrow is a new day. Let tomorrow for tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, what can I do today that will keep me on track to my destination? So what are the small actions that I have to take? Always thinking, how can I get better? Not, oh, I'm really bad at this. No. Change the mindset. How can I get a little better at my pronunciation today? How can I get a little better at asking questions in English today? How can I get a little better at describing myself today? That's Kaizen, okay? Kaizen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the word correctly, but that's the idea of Kaizen. A little goes a long way. So every week when you study, have this mindset. I'm doing this lesson not just to learn English. I'm doing this lesson to get a little better today. That's the mindset you need to follow and stick with, because that's how you're going to improve. And in 6 months, you're going to feel better about it. Okay? And making the adjustments. So let's say this week you followed a process and you enjoyed some activities. You didn't enjoy some activities. So at the end of the week, analyze Kaizen. What did I do? Okay, did I enjoy these activities? Were they productive? Were they too difficult? Were they too easy? Kaizen, how can I improve this process a little bit? And keep going. And then you move on. That's a much better mindset than downloading too many things, coming up with too many ideas, and not following any. Okay? Which leads me, everything is connected in this video. And this tip is something that I do with my students, because if there is one thing you need to understand is the journey to English fluency, especially if you are alone, is lonely. The journey can be lonely. And not just in English, in other aspects of life too. When we're studying, we can feel really lonely doing certain activities. And when we have a solo journey, we underestimate our actions. We think that no, we're not doing the work, nothing is changing, my life, I'm not improving. But then you don't really remember what you did. Our memory gets very cloudy. And in that case, we overestimate what we did. Sometimes when I ask people around, oh, why is your English not improving? Their immediate answer is, I tried everything. That's not true. You didn't try everything. You tried maybe many options, but not everything. That is not true. So when you track your progress, you are holding yourself accountable. That is an expression. To hold yourself accountable means to manage your work and life tasks responsibly. To have responsibility with your actions, with your decisions, with your choices. And tracking your progress will allow you to hold yourself accountable, to help you remember what you did, the frequency, the consistency, what you're learning, what you're not learning. And there are many ways to track your progress. For example, with my students in my academy, I created a tracker in every module. So there are 24 modules in my program. And I created a tracker, for each module, asking them questions. Did you do this activity? Did you do X? Did you do Y? Did you do Z? Did you create examples? Did you work on your English speaking? Did you post your speaking exercise for me to correct? What did you do? And asking these questions will make you reflect, will make you remember the week, and make you realize what you did, congratulations, and what you didn't. And for the things you didn't do, don't be so hard on yourself. You don't need to be like, shamed. No, but you can honestly assess, why not? Why didn't I do these activities? How was I feeling? Did I have any external problem that prevented me from doing? Was I feeling a little lost? Did I plan too many activities and I ended up not having enough time to accomplish everything? So these are important questions that you will be able to ask yourself if you have a kind of tracker. You can create your own tracker. Okay, you can, a simple way to do this is every week when you finish studying, let's say you decided to study 3 times a week. Wonderful. All right, 3 times a week. Beautiful, you finished. Then you grab a pencil, a pen, tomato. And then you're gonna write it. Okay, this week, remember what you did. This week, I promised that I would study 3 times. Did I study 3 times? I did. Oh, amazing. Wonderful. I feel good. How do I feel about this? I feel proud of myself. That's wonderful. I wanted to learn 3 different words. Did I learn 3 different words? I did. Let's see if I remember 3 different words. I did. Okay, I remember. That's wonderful. If you didn't, I didn't remember. Okay, so what can I do to remember 3 new words next week? What process can I implement, can I include to help me remember 3 new words next week? You can establish a weekly goal of the number of words you want to remember. That's a healthy goal as long as it's not a very long list of words. And then based on what you remember and what you can't remember, assess, analyze. Okay, I didn't repeat the words. I didn't create examples. I didn't practice my speaking. Yeah, I didn't connect these skills. I teach this in my study plan. Okay, if you want to understand how to connect all the English skills, get my study plan cycle. Link in the description of this video. So this is a good assessment. If you don't analyze what you're doing, you will always feel like nothing is changing and you're doing everything in your power to make it happen because our judgment gets very cloudy. So what I am bringing here is clarity. If you want to be fluent in 6 months, you need clarity in your process. You need clarity in your actions. And people think they only need the materials. Materials. Guys, you can find materials for free everywhere. But what you need is clarity and a process, a method, okay? Moving on. Speak. It is inevitable. Some of you, remember the mind? Some of you could be stopping right now, maybe leaving, or some of you may be giving me a chance, and you could be wondering, Priscilla, lonely, I am so lonely, I have nobody to practice with me. Guys, I get it. When in my story, my real life story, when I went from basic to speaking in 6 months, I had nobody to talk to me. And I desperately wanted to learn English. I had this burning desire in my heart, and I really wanted to learn. So what I did was I organized the lessons and I created short conversations with me. Sometimes I would create the questions and then I would answer the questions. And my focus, remember Kaizen? My focus was not on, I don't have anyone to correct me. No, my focus was speak, Priscilla. Speak, put it out. Use it. I don't care if it's wrong. Just use it. Put it out without reading. Try, because you're alone. What's the worst that could happen? The wall could start talking to you. I created imaginary characters, and I would character A, character B, and then we would talk, and I would make both characters. I would be A, I would be B, and that's how I played out. So you're too focused on, but nobody. Yeah, nobody. I know. It sucks. Okay? Here, I just want you to focus to speak, because there's this thing that happens when you're studying. When you're studying, you're receiving information. If you never try to use, this is a very difficult exercise. Using the grammar you study is complicated because the students, they stop at the grammar. They watch a grammar lesson. Beautiful, very nice. They do the grammar exercises. Okay, very nice. But then they stop. They don't create with the grammar they study. And if you stop there, you will not unlock your fluency because fluent people create. So include more speaking in the grammar exercise you do, in the vocabulary exercise you do, in the reading, listening, writing, and speaking exercises you do. I teach those things in my study plan and in my academy. Right now, my academy is not open for registration, but my study plan you can definitely get. So speaking must be a habit. With my students in my program, for example, they post their English speaking in every module, and I correct. We have to, my team and I, we have to correct their speaking exercises. So they have to post, they have to record themselves speaking about interesting subjects, and then we correct. Why? Because you have to use the English you study, not just receive information and go. You have to practice your English speaking. Now, I was talking to a BSA from my academy last week, and we had a lovely conversation. She was giving me her feedback, her experience, her testimonial, and this is connected to this next tip, which is find 3. I said 3, but it can be 10, it can be 5, you decide, okay? But if you truly want to be fluent in 6 months and feel powerful, feel confident, feel fluent, you must connect English with your life. And the best way to do that is by finding new hobbies. They don't need to be new hobbies, but they should be things you're interested in, interests, your likes, things you're passionate about. And you're going to use English in that hobby, in that interest. And I gave you the example of Paula. Paula is a BSA from the Academy. She unlocked her English speaking in 6 months. Okay, I was gonna put her video here, but I didn't have time to edit. I may post her video in the future. You stay with me in the channel and you'll see. And then she told me that right at the beginning, she followed this recommendation because she has this passion for fragrances and perfumes. She has a collection of perfumes. Okay, she's amazing. And she participates in forums. She talks to people about fragrances. She really immersed in this world of perfume collection and fragrances in English. So ever since she joined the program, she was studying, doing the work, following my method, and she included this hobby in the journey to fluency. And she told me, Priscilla, I never imagined I would be doing this. And it's so amazing. I have so many experiences. I talk to so many people and I'm not afraid. I feel confident doing that. She found another interest that she talked about, pet shelters and stuff like that. She also is a participant, a member in the community. She talks about it and she participates in forums about it. Connect English with your interests. Me, I love playing tennis. Every chance I have, I'm talking to people about tennis, reading about tennis, listening about tennis, talking about tennis, and so many other things. Personal development. I take courses. Sometimes when I travel, I take specializations in English. I talk to people about that in English. I coach people in English, but not about English, because I love personal development. So you need to find 3 hobbies, interests to connect with your life. These will give you motivation to unlock your fluency in 6 months. Because unlocking your fluency in 6 months will require a big why. And if you don't have one, if you don't have a passion, an interest, a goal, it'll be very difficult to achieve this target of unlocking your fluency in 6 months, okay? And finally, common challenges. Here, let's see this line as the timeline, okay? 6 months, okay? And then the orange line that's like up and down, then straight. That is the journey. And you need to come to grips that it is not always going to be up to infinite and beyond. It's not, because that's not life. Okay? Sometimes you're going to be going straight, no change. Then you're going to feel like you're going to drop a little. Oh my God, what's going on? Then you're going to go up and up and up and up. And then you're going to go straight again. And then down. Then you feel like, oh my God, nothing's changing. But stay on the journey. Kaizen, analyze, make adjustments, and you will go up again. And that's the journey. And your journey will not end after 6 months. But the amount of confidence, the amount of fluency you're going to gain by consistently sticking to the plan, unlocking your mind, trusting the process, you have no idea. The next 6 months of your life could be remarkable if you stick to the plan and you follow these recommendations that I shared in my video. If possible, share it with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.